Hi everyone, and welcome to another video of Terraform. My name is Tia from DevOps Easy Learning, and today we'll be going through some very basic Terraform command, right, that everybody should understand. Those are like really basic ones, such as Terraform FMT, Terraform Plan, Terraform Validate, Terraform Apply, and also Terraform Destroy, right? What is the purpose of Terraform FMT? The Terraform FMT command will just go ahead and format your code to make sure that it kind of follow the HashiCorp configuration language, right? And the Terraform plan command will just go ahead and generate a plan. That means it is going to kind of check what you have local, check what you have in AWS to see if there is any change. It will say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. If it's the first time that you are going to create a resource, it will just go ahead and tell you exactly what it's going to create in AWS. And the Terraform validate will just go ahead and check all your configuration file to make sure that there is no mistake. And the Terraform apply will go ahead and kind of create the actual resource in AWS. And when you type Terraform destroy, Terraform will go ahead and kind of destroy the entire resource, right, in AWS. And Terraform destroy is not even a command to use. In the real world, you might not. You will only use a Terraform destroy command where you want to kind of decommission a resource, right? Because let's say you have a bunch of Terraform configuration file. As soon as you type Terraform destroy, Terraform is going to destroy everything. And most of the time, that is not a right way, because we usually target a specific resource that we want to destroy. And if we just want to decommission maybe the entire, like to delete the entire resource or decommission the entire environment, that is where a Terraform destroy command will be really handy when you are learning. And when somebody is still learning Terraform, yeah, we have Terraform destroy, Terraform destroy, but in the real world, we don't usually type this command called Terraform destroy, because we might just delete something, or we don't want to delete everything. That means we target a specific resource that we want to delete, or we can go ahead and comment that resource in the TF configuration file and type Terraform apply, and it will go ahead and delete. If you guys want to know how to properly delete a resource in Terraform, please let me know in the comment below, and I will go ahead and just create another video on how to properly delete a resource in Terraform, not just using Terraform destroy, right? Because in the real world, we are not just using Terraform destroy to delete a resource. Now, if you click on this gear icon here, we basically here we'll have a simple code here that we'll be using, right? I will make sure that I put this in the description below. That means the link to this video in the description below, so that if you want to go ahead and follow the same step, you can go ahead and do so. Let me click on this. I don't basically like to kind of work on GitHub here. I like to kind of check out my code local and use VS Code to open. And right now I've cloned this repository already. I have it local. I will just copy this link here, and I'll open my terminal here and navigate to the root of this repository, which is this one here. That is the root of the repository. And I will cd in this, and I will type ls, that's just Terraform basic command, and I can type code here. Code. So open VS Code here. As you guys can see here, we have just a very simple code here. What is it doing? We set up here the Terraform block, the provider block here, and right here we're just going to create a resource, which is just an instance in AWS. And here we will have here an AMI that I basically hard code this AMI. And this is not even the right way also, right? The right way is basically to get this AMI dynamically. It doesn't, so that it will not really matter in which environment that you are, like in which region, or that in which region that you are. Let's say you are going to US East 1, the AMI will be different. You are going to, if you want to deploy in US East 2, the AMI also will be different, right? How can you kind of get this AMI automatically from any region that you want to deploy? And that is where another Terraform concept called data source is really useful, right? You cannot use the Terraform data source command to query the AMI from any region that you want to deploy. Here, in this case, we just hard code this, but if you want to know how to kind of use the Terraform data source to get any AMI that you want, please let me know in the comment below, and I will go ahead and create another video just for that. Now, we basically set an instance tab. We'll be using the T2 micro, and the key name here is is called Terraform-AWS, and that key name exists already in my account. And we have the VPC security group IDs, right? As you can see, we have S, and that's why we set this thing as a list, because we can attach multiple security group to an EC2 instance. What I've done here so far is just to create a security group through the console, and basically copy the ID and punch it in here, right? We can always use Terraform to create a security group, and we'll refer the security group ID to this VPC security group IDs here. But that is not the purpose of this video. If you want to know how to do that, let me know in the description below, and I'll go ahead and create another one that will basically create a security group and refer it here. And here we have the subnet ID. The subnet ID here, and I basically copy just one subnet ID from my default VPC, and here we want the root device to be 10 gig. If by default, if you don't set anything here, it will go ahead and create one EC2 instance and put the root device as 8 gig. If you want to launch a Linux VM, if it's a Windows VM, the default one is 30, right? And here we set the tag. The tag here basically is just say, hey, this is the VM name, and we just want to say this was created by Terraform. And I'll go ahead and kind of open my terminal here, and I will type the Terraform validate command. If you see Terraform validate, this will just go ahead and make sure that my configuration file is correct. First of all, we need to initialize that. Terraform init, what is it going to do? You will go ahead and kind of download a provider and store it local. And when it will store it local, it will not perform any further action. Let's watch. It's done. Now we can now go ahead and hit the Terraform validate. Well, as you guys can see, our configuration file is valid. Now, you need to be very, very careful though, because when we say Terraform validate, it doesn't mean that if this AMI ID is wrong, Terraform is going to understand, right? This error will shows up when we basically trying to create the resource. Like for instance, now, if you type Terraform validate, Terraform will still tell me that the configuration file is correct. Now, let us make another mistake here. Instead of this, let us put EC2 instance and say -tier. And I know that this is wrong. This argument must be instance underscore type. And I basically added tier in front. Now, Terraform will be able to kind of cache this mistake. Terraform will be able to cache this mistake. Let me go ahead here and type Terraform validate again. As you can see here, Terraform was able to cache this mistake here, right? But the second one, Terraform was not able to cache this one. But if we try to deploy, Terraform validate will go ahead and cache this one at runtime. But this one, it will be able to catch it when you run Terraform validate. But this one, it will not. It will not cache this one. That means any argument, if you make a mistake here on this is the argument and this one is the argument value. If you make a mistake on the argument value, Terraform validate will not cache that. It is when you are trying to deploy that you see an error message will pops up. Let me show you guys what I mean. Let me remove this and I'll go ahead here and save. As you guys can see, it's not good. We cannot type the Terraform FMT command. FMT. And when we type that, we want to kind of make sure you format this so that it will follow the HashiCorp configuration language, right? We know that Terraform, when you are doing this, or we want everything to be aligned properly. And let's say this is your code like this. This is not great. How can you just go ahead and format this to and align everything? That is where the Terraform FMT is really handy. If you go ahead here and type the Terraform FMT command again, and go back to my VS Code here, you guys can see it basically format everything automatically, right? And now let us now go ahead and type the Terraform plan. The Terraform plan and see if the plan is going to catch the mistake. As you guys can see here that the plan did not catch the mistake because the AMI is wrong. Let us go ahead here and tap Terraform apply, and that is where it's going to throw. It will tell us that the AMI is wrong now. I mean, when you are using the Terraform validate command, be very, very careful. And this is what I like about Terraform, is that when there is a mistake, Terraform will always let you know that there is something wrong. As you guys can see here, Terraform is saying that we have an invalid AMI ID. And let me go ahead and fix that. Save it, go ahead and tap Terraform, apply, and it's going to create this EC2 instance now without any issue, right? And the instance is basically getting created. That means if we move on to AWS, I can log in here in my account here, AWS, and I can sign in. If you go to EC2, you guys will see that there is one EC2 instance coming up here with a name called VM. It is pending, right? And when this is done, we'll just go ahead and tap the Terraform destroy command. That will just go ahead and kind of wipe out the entire resource. That means it will go ahead and shut down this VM in AWS, right? Let us wait just a little bit. Very soon this is done. When this is done, we'll just go ahead here and tap the Terraform destroy. And the Terraform destroy command will go ahead and kind of clean up all the resources. And like I said, this is not the best way, right? This is not the best way, because sometimes you might have multiple resources that you deploy and you don't want to delete everything. In that case, how are you going to delete a specific resource? There are multiple ways. You can target a specific resource. You can remove a resource in the state file. If you don't want Terraform to manage that, you can do all kind of stuff, right? All kind of cool stuff. But if you guys really want to know how to do those cool stuff, please let me know in the comment below, and I will go ahead and create another specific video just for that. And I hope this video was really informative. If yes, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you'll get notified when we can publish a new video. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.